The city is filled with chaos, criminal activity, gun violence, senseless abuse, homelessness, with the rise of mental illness. Get over it. Be over it. And stay over it.
WKLC. Kevin Levon Cunningham over at radio. You're listening to Over at Radio, and now here is your host, Kevin Cunningham.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Kevin over at hope that you're doing well today. And guess what, man? I have the pleasure and the privilege to have in the hot seat.
Yes, sir.
In the hot seat.
Man, it's hot over here.
92Q of Nashville finest,
yes,
Mr. Ernie Allen.
Thank you. Man, it is a pleasure being here with you.
Listen, Ernie, man, I'm going to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
It's just to have you in the hot seat, man. I know. You know, I've been waiting for this.
Baby.
Hey, man, I have been waiting on this interview for a while. We've missed it. We've missed it a couple times, yes, but I said I am not gonna have this man to come through Nashville, Tennessee, and he is not gonna leave without getting
I miss a chance on being on Over at Radio.
Huh?
I'm over it.
Man, I'm over a lot, Ernie.
I'm over a lot.
We've
been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled, run amok, led astray. And I'm over it.
I'm over it too. Man, I tell you what.
I like that intro you had.
You like the intro?
Yeah, that guy sound familiar.
Huh?
WKLC, Over at Radio. That's you.
You gonna make me change everything. You gonna make me change everything. Listen,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What gave you the concept to do this? This is great, man. You're reaching the people. You're spreading information. You're giving out vital stuff.
Listen, you know, I like to talk, as people, as you can see, and you know, I've always had the itch to do it, but I never had the means as well. You know, the equipment. I just never had the drive. I wanted to do it, but I didn't have that drive.
You got the drive now.
Man, I got it.
18-wheeler or?
I got the drive behind, as I say, in the 18-wheeler.
Right.
I'll be choking the wheel.
Yes, sir.
I'm choking that wheel, y'all. But
this is great because I decided about 39 years ago that I wanted to work in radio. And it was a dream come true for me. What I did, when I finished this military, Uncle Sam paid for me to go to school.
Yeah.
So I was trying to decide, what do I want to do? Because it's going to be free. I know what. I want to go into radio. I want to go into broadcasting. So I went to broadcasting school, and thank the Lord, 39 years later, here I am.
You say you went to broadcasting school.
Yes, sir. Back then it was required.
Oh, it was required.
Now you can just walk in off the street, have the talent that you have.
Me.
Say, hey, here I am, over at radio.
I'm going to start me a radio station.
Yeah, this is it. But back in the day, they wanted you to go to broadcasting school, learn how to do this, learn how to do that. And then employers or program directors didn't want to hire you because you did not have the experience. So you had to go work for a small town radio, do that, come back and say, hey, I had a year experience. Okay, you're hired. And then the rest is history.
So what broadcast school did you go to? And after you left your broadcast school, who hired you first?
All right. I went to two. I went to Career Academy School of Broadcasting.
Okay.
And then I went to Specs Howard School of Broadcast Art. Vocational school, technical schools, both were 2-year degrees. My parents said, you need to go to college. Go to college to do what? Come out of college and be unemployed? Don't have a craft, don't have anything, knowing what to do? So no, I wanted to go right to work. Again, I was in the Air Force for 4 years. And then Uncle Sam said, look, we're going to give you an educational grant. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that. So I took the money. And the tuition was not as much as the money I was getting from Uncle Sam. So it was also a source of income.
Yeah.
But yeah, Career Academy for 2 years and graduated from there. Then went to Specs Howard School of Broadcast Arts. Did that for 2 years. And then I got lucky. I got my first job on an AM station in Nashville, Tennessee. It's WVOL, 1470 AM. They call it the Mighty 147.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted to do was news and talk. What we're doing now. I love to talk, just like you love to talk.
Yes,
and you gotta love to talk, or you gotta love to communicate or something.
Yeah.
In order to do talk radio. I didn't want to be a professional broadcaster, such as somebody being tied to the board for 4 hours. In layman's term, we call them disc jockeys.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not disc jockeys because, you know, they play the disc and then they sit there and ride the board. But they're professional broadcasters as well. But I didn't want to be just an announcer on the radio going, hey, this is station over at radio.
Mm-hmm.
And you just heard the latest from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to be there and go, look, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is the news. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
And then on Sundays, we did a show. It was called On the Line of Straight Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was fun because that's live radio. You put a caller on the air. Hey, I want to ask you ever watch Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, station WZUP. What's up? That's it. You put them on the air and then people talk. You come up with a conversation. There are so many things that you can cover.
Yeah.
So many things that are affecting black and brown people. So I'm not necessarily anti-white, but I am pro-black.
Yeah. And you know, we need to let, you know, our white viewers that we need to let them know that because we are anti-black,
right,
it does not mean that we are racist, because we're not.
Right.
It's just that we are here to promote our black people, our black businesses.
Right. So many disparities that are taking place in the community, such as healthcare, such as job training, such as job placement, crime. It seems like every time you turn on the radio or you turn on television or pick up the newspaper, you hear about some type of crime.
Right.
And a lot of those crimes, we don't like to say, are black on black crime.
They are.
And that's almost like genocide to me, to where you're destroying your own race.
Yes.
You run across stories every day about crime. You hear about police brutality. You hear about racist incidents or discrimination incidents. But crime is affecting the community as a whole.
Mm-hmm. You know, because we, I think on Roland Martin, they were displaying, Roland was displaying a incident that just happened. Where was that?
Roland covers so much.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a warrior. He goes where there is a problem.
Yes.
You remember maybe a couple of years ago we were talking more about police brutality.
Yes.
And young blacks getting gunned down or shot by the police, and now we need to focus back into our community. Well, this is where it starts.
Right.
Each one teach one.
Right.
Go back and talk to the young people. A lot of young people now are doing things because there are no more role models.
Right.
There are role models, but we need the role models to be in touch with these young people to let them know there's a better way.
Right.
I had a young man tell me once, you know, I could go in the corner, I could make $1,500 in one night, and you want me to go put in an application at McDonald's and only make $15 an hour? Not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to understand what's right and what's wrong. What generation went wrong? Was it our grandparents, our parents, or us?
That's a good question, because I mean, I remember when I was a youngster, and just as you were talking about, you know, I had some guys that I grew up with.
Right.
And they went that way. They went that way on the street corner.
Well, they make $1,500 a night.
Yeah. And they expected me to do the same thing, you know. So, you know, when I did not go that way, oh, you know, I ain't down.
Right.
You a punk. We're going to put, as they say, we're going to revoke your ghetto pass.
Right.
Hey, whatever you got to do.
Remember Granddaddy would go to work every day, get his money, bring it home to Grandma. She would manage everything. She would be the boss, if you will, of the home. And then he passed that value down to his son,
Mm-hmm.
who happened to be our father,
Mm-hmm.
our daddy, and he went to work and we watched him, and then he passed it to us. We go to work, then we get to our children,
Mm-hmm.
who we had. That's another generation. And then we get, what is the first thing we say? Man, I'm not going to be as hard on my child as my parents were.
Right.
My parents wouldn't let me do anything.
Yeah.
Had to be home when the street light come on.
Mm-hmm.
And the street lights, of course, means it's getting dark. You need to get on in here.
Right.
Don't be out there on the corner hanging with those people.
Right.
So somewhere our children are dropping the ball, because now we negotiate with our children.
Oh, we try to be their friends.
We want to be their friend.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
Nah, Pops, I don't feel like it today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're breaking down the communication, if you will.
I think too, like I was scared. I was scared of my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared of my grandparents. Matter of fact, let me even go further than that. I was scared of the people that I lived around, which were
They put fear.
their friends, friends of family, because they had the right. Our parents and grandparents gave them the right that if you see Kevin doing anything wrong,
Get
you
it.
get him,
You get
and
it.
then you let me know.
And I'll get it when I get home.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But don't put your hands on someone's child now.
Oh man,
Or you got a fight on you.
you gotta fight.
Don't you ever think about putting your hands on my child.
But look,
Look how they changed society. They took corporal punishment out of school.
Yeah.
And teachers, as you know, are second parents.
Yeah.
They are there 8 hours. They're at home for 8 hours. They sleep for 8 hours. It's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And 8 of those hours are at school. Then now you do not want the teacher to discipline your child.
Mm-hmm.
If you discipline your child, that nosy person is going to call Metro Police and say, there's a lady over here beating her child in aisle 3.
Mm-hmm.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Yeah. She.
And then your child has learned that you put your hands on me.
Yeah.
I'm calling the police on
Guess
you.
what? And little Johnny gonna call the police too.
Yeah.
He gonna call, Mama, you hit me. I'm gonna
And
call
what
the
did mama
police.
say?
I'm okay.
I'm gonna get you in front of the police.
Right. Well, now these days,
Right.
she just saying, okay, little Johnny, I'm gonna
Right.
count to 5.
Right.
1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I done told you.
Right. I ain't gonna tell you no more.
2.
Right.
Let my mama count.
Right. So what
1,
are we doing
bam.
here? We're trying to save a lost generation.
Yeah.
We're trying to tomorrow's leaders are our children and our grandchildren.
And that's scary.
They're our leaders for tomorrow. So what we want them to do is to learn the same values, have the same respect that we grew up with. And then hopefully we can turn this around.
Yeah.
We got to turn it around because we need more blacks, more browns, more people, period, in positions to be leaders.
Yes, I totally agree.
Because what we're doing is passing the torch.
And especially in the law enforcement.
Right.
I will say law enforcement and attorneys.
Right.
We need to have more of our skin color, black, brown, in these
Diversity.
positions.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Diversity. If you said, if there's a case of domestic violence in a black community, send a black police officer.
Yeah.
Because he can relate. He's dealing with his culture.
Right.
So what are we doing here? What we're doing is trying to let you know, parents, stop negotiating with your child.
Stop.
Stop trying to be a friend with your child.
Stop.
Discipline your child.
Yes.
It may not have to be corporal punishment, because a lot of parents don't believe on whipping or chastising their children.
Right.
So if we can be better role models and set better examples for our children, then they'll grow up in society, and standing on the street corner will not be a priority.
Right.
Going to an HBCU will be a priority.
Yes.
Getting an education, getting job skills, learning a trade. I didn't necessarily go to college. I went to a technical school.
Right.
Or a vocational school.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a trade. You get through with that course, you go to work.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Like in a lot of black communities that we have lost the sense of the village raising the kids.
Right. It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, they have taken away the recreational things for kids to do. So therefore, when kids don't have anything to do,
I don't mind as a devil's workshop.
Yeah.
How many times our parents?
Yeah.
told us that?
Yeah.
Right.
So when they took that away, that just made the kids run rapid. I mean, they just like run astray.
Children now are latchkey kids because your parent, and a lot of parents are single parent homes. They have to work 2 jobs. So the child lets himself in. There's no discipline anywhere. He lets himself out. He goes do what he want to do because he knows what time mom, and in most cases, the father has left the home, but he knows what time mom's getting home. So he's going to beat mom home.
Right.
You know. So, and I mean, disparities in the community, healthcare, education, job training, all these things, that I'm pretty sure you'll be covering over the days and weeks to come.
Right.
I'm just here now just trying to get us back to the basics, to the fundamentals.
And I tell you, what's your take on all of this gun violence that's happening within the last weeks?
It's scary.
It's very scary.
You always need to stay vigilant. Know your surroundings. If there are common things you can do to prevent anything from happening to you. Say, for example, take the case that happened several months ago. I believe it was in Memphis. A woman was kidnapped. She's out jogging in the morning. Guy pulls up in a van, grabs her, snatches her, throws her in the van. She is later found deceased. If you were at the grocery store and you're parked next to a van, go get somebody that works in the store with you to come back to that location where you're parked. Watch your back. Watch your neighbor's back. There was a time when we did watch our neighbor's back. You remember when you went out of town, you went to, let's say, to Chattanooga or Georgia or somewhere to visit an aunt or an uncle, and your neighbor would say, hey, why are you knocking on that door? Nobody's there. And they would run them away. Hey, come over here and talk to me. Nobody's there. But now it's called, what, being nosy?
Right.
And everybody's Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor.
I want you to be nosy. Watching my house.
Right. You be nosy.
Yeah.
I need a nosy neighbor. I need people to be more involved. Know who your neighbor is. Here's a little thing everyone can do. Wherever you live, ask yourself, do you know your neighbors to the left? And do you know them to the right? Or if you live in an apartment, do you know your neighbors that live upstairs? We don't know our own surroundings.
Yeah.
I get out and look. I said, that car is a strange car. It's been parked there a couple of days. Wonder who they're here to see.
Right.
And if they're not here to see anyone, it could be abandoned. It could be something detrimental.
Right.
You know, I'm not thinking the worst, but it could be stolen.
Right. I remember it's been many years ago. I had a neighbor, and I've been at my home now for 23 years.
Wow.
And
congratulations.
Thank you. I remember
it's the American dream, being a home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this lady, when I moved in, her name, she was an old lady, and her name was Miss Carolyn. And Miss Carolyn was that person that would tell you everything that was going on in the subdivision. You know, she lived directly across the street, and you know the house that's my immediate right. I know him, and I know the one to the left. I know the ones across the street. But right now, you know, there's so many people that has moved in and out of the subdivision. But I still, like you just said, I still make it a point to know my neighbors.
Right. So many neighborhoods have neighborhood watch associations.
Yeah.
Block captains. Be involved. You can help cut crime in your community by not necessarily being a snitch, and not necessarily being an informant.
Yeah, because snitches get stitches.
This is over it radio. I'm over snitches.
Snitches get stitches, baby.
Well, I want to thank you for inviting me here to at least share something that, we have a lost generation out there. We were always talking about the good old days, the good old days. The good old days is when parents were parents, and not your friend. They were your parent first. I had a cousin that used to say all the time, he tell his children, I laugh and joke with you, but I don't play.
Right.
I brought you in this world,
and I'll take you out. Yeah. That's an old saying that parents and grandparents used to use, all the time. And guess what? You better daggone take heed of it.
Right.
And
again, I have to just say congratulations on Overt Radio.
Oh man, thank you very much. I thank you for gracing your presence. But check this out. Look, we're gonna go to a commercial, and we'll be right back.
We're on station WKLC Overt Radio.
Looking for soul into food? Visit and taste the love of Chef Mo. Looking to grow your small business? Contact Tanika Harper. The Roots Collective by Shara Foundation, an entrepreneur extraordinaire.
Can you say sweet? Sweet. Verdi's baked goods are custom sweet. Now that's sweet.
All right, and we are back with Ernie Allen, 92Q, Nashville, Tennessee.
WKLC.
Hey, look here, y'all.
That stands for Kevin Cunningham. Oh, I'm sorry. The middle name.
I ain't telling you.
I know.
I'm not telling you, Mr. Ernie Allen.
All right. I think you told me. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out, because I done told you about 10 times. Listen, Ernie Allen, listen, y'all, this man here is, he don't know, but he's one of my mentors. He has been in the game for 39 years. And I'm going to tell you, on
the battlefield, still not tired yet.
Hey, that's huge.
Support this program. Support Overt Radio. Learn. Listen.
I appreciate that because, it doesn't cost anybody to subscribe or anything like that.
Okay.
To follow my YouTube channel.
What if someone wants to be a guest on your show?
All they have to do to be a guest on my show is to email me, KevinOverit0@gmail.com. I'll say that again. Kevin Overit, OVURIT 0@gmail.com. And what they can do, they can send me an email, and once they send me that email stating that they want to be on the show, and give me a brief description of what they want to talk about, what they are over.
Right. There's so many things to cover.
Yeah, so many things to cover, and no one has came to me per se to say, hey, I want to be on the show. It's really been me reaching out to other people,
right,
to be on the show.
This is Overt.com.
Yeah, Overt.com. But I've had this for quite some time, and as far as the .com, we'll get there. We'll get to the website. But as for right now, that's how they can contact me. Also, I've got the capabilities with my my Rodecaster here, where I can merge a phone call in.
Okay.
Yeah, I can merge a phone call in.
Oh, okay. So if you'll give me the number and I'll call you, and then we can talk by phone sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'd love to come by.
Yeah, so I've got people that know me, that I know, they know me, they have my personal number.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
And they can call me. But as far as giving my personal number out to the public,
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. I am going to get
777-9311.
say it again.
777-9311.
Oh, there it is, y'all.
Station Over It Radio.
And if you don't know what 779311 is, Google it. Now, when you Google it, my picture ain't gonna come up. So don't be like, I'm just gonna give you a hint. It's gonna say Jerome.
Right.
You know, somebody bring me a mirror.
Right. But to wrap up our first half of the show, again, we want to save lives. We want to save our young children.
Yes.
We're losing them far too many. To crime, to drugs, to incarceration. They already have to deal with other things that are going on in life, such as racism, such as discrimination, such as not perhaps being job ready or job skills, job readiness skills.
Yes.
You gotta learn.
You know, too, and let me speak on this as well. One of the things that's hitting our community hard is mental illness. Mental illness is hitting our young people at a high rate.
Right.
And which is linked to depression. Depression is real.
Yes.
It's real. I mean, everyday living, you know, in society and just not being able to function because of depression. We need to get a grip on that.
Right.
I would say, parents, please, I beg you, listen to your kids when they come to you and say they have a problem, they are depressed, because you can make the difference in that child's life. You can make the difference in their decision making. So I encourage you as parents, and I encourage you as young people, please, if you need to talk to someone, I encourage you to talk to your parents, talk to your pastor, talk to your guidance counselor. If you can't talk to any of those, talk to a friend's parents. Talk to someone. Get it off your chest. Be heard. And it goes a long way, Ernie.
Oh man, I'm just listening to you.
It goes a long way.
You have a higher calling than what you're doing. This is opening the door for you to have a platform in which to help and save our children's lives.
I first thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's all over it.
If you don't want to talk to nobody else, talk to Kevin Cunningham.
Talk to me, because
Over
I will
radio.
listen. I will listen.
W.
I promise you I'll listen. And not only and not only that will I listen.
Right.
Not only that will I listen.
What's the L stand for?
I'll let you know in a minute. When I'll let you know that I'm gonna listen, but I'm also going to help, direct you in the right direction.
Right.
In this, I am getting to know people, thank God. And we are down for the same cause. It's just getting the information out.
Right.
Now, I will say, I am not a guru of anything.
Right.
I am not. So let me say that again. I am not a guru.
Right.
And I do not have any doctrine. But I do know people. And I can send you here. I can send you there. I can give you contacts. Because what you don't know, I may know. And what I may not know, hey, you may know. So we can help each other.
Absolutely. Mental illness, health disparities, other things that are affecting our young people, affecting our community. I want to come back and help address some of those issues with you.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. So again,
KLC.
So
Over It Radio.
He's funny.
What's the L stand for? Kevin L. Cunningham, Over It Radio.
So look here, y'all. We have in the house again Ernie Allen
Yes, sir.
from Nashville, 92Q. Make sure when you are in the Nashville area, 92Q. But here on Sundays,
Thank you.
Mr. Ernie Allen here has a radio show.
Right.
And what's the name of that radio show?
It's called Let's Talk. It airs from 1 until 2 every Sunday afternoon. And we cover the issues that we're talking about now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what, I need to come back.
Well, listen here. Listen, this man here, he has interviewed some of the most prominent people in Nashville.
No, I'm the interviewee. It feels funny, but it feels good.
Listen, you can tell by his radio voice. Over
It Radio.
This dude here, I'm telling you, hey, I love this dude, man. He is.
Hey, you sound
He
like
is-
$1 million yourself.
He is the
That's
man.
why you have Over It Radio.
You ain't right. Listen, he's probably about the only one that's got me laughing like this.
I'm over it.
I
And the other
am.
one,
Listen,
bamboozled, led
Listen.
what? Led astray.
over it. Listen, over it is for you, the people.
Remember
Because
that name, Over It Radio.
Over it. Over it is here for the people.
Yes.
It's for you, everybody. I don't
Right.
care who you are, woman, man, boy, or girl. You are over something, and
It's been fun.
Yeah. You over something, and let us know what you're over.
I'm,
Let us know, right?
I'm over it
You over it.
on Over It Radio.
I'm over you. Ask me what my middle initial is. That's what
Okay.
I'm over.
All right.
All
3 guesses, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
right.
Okay. Levant?
No.
Levant?
Yes.
It's Levant?
I told you, Dad. I don't told you 15 times. That is Ernie.
Kevin Levant Cunningham. WKLC.
That is Ernie.
Over It Radio.
E-A. Listen, we got a name for Ernie.
Checks in the mail.
We got a name for Ernie. That's with Triple OG. Triple OG.
All right.
All right.
Happy back.
Look, we're gonna get out of here, Ernie Allen,
Yes, sir.
and
This has been fun.
it's been fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just,
I-
But the message is, again, parents, let's save our children.
Let's save them.
We're losing them.
Let's save them. Let's save them. So we're gonna get out of here. Ernie Allen, you got anything else you need to say before we get out of here?
Nothing but to listen to WKLC Over It Radio.
All right, y'all. We are out of here, and thank you for listening. We'll talk to you soon.